I was born in Riverside, California, right down here about 30 miles from where we're sitting right now. 1923, on May the 8th. It was a wonderful experience because Riverside isn't what it is now. It was a small community and it was a very nice place. You could walk down Main Street and know almost everyone walking down Main Street. My father, I've only seen twice. He flew an airplane and crashed the airplane right after I was born a few years. So I haven't known my father, but my mother, her whole family was out here in Riverside. Well, my mother was wonderful. She cooked my food, took care of me. My aunt, her sister, got me started in music. And that was when I was 5 years old. I took my first lessons at 5, my first piano lesson at 5. I didn't like practicing, I hated it, but I had to practice. That was one thing every student doesn't want to do, is practice, because it's painful work, an hour every day, and it's a long time. There was only one high school when I went to school, and that was Poly High on the hill out there. Riverside has now grown up to quite a few high schools. I was in the Air Force. The Air Force, and I enlisted at Marshfield right after Pearl Harbor, and I spent 5 years in the Air Force. I played for the service, helped with the office there, and got gunnery school later. So at the gunnery school, I was in 17 gunnery, B-24 gunnery, and B-29 gunnery. We spent a lot of time in Las Vegas because that was one of the big gunnery schools. It was hot and very horrible out there, but it was okay. We got our training done. Well, it was a horrible war, I can assure you of that. Many people didn't make it, they were injured. So I felt very bad about that. The war itself, well, we had Hitler to thank for that in the Pacific for a short time and came back because we got into 29. The B-17s were mostly in Europe, the B-24s were Pacific, and the B-29 was Pacific. I was a staff sergeant at the end of it. I was flown to New York to get my discharge. I was at Fort Dix Air Force Base in New Jersey, and I got my discharge at Fort Dix, and then I was flown to San Francisco and then to Riverside. I stayed in Riverside to go to junior college for 1 year to get over the Army stuff, and then I went to USC in Los Angeles. Oh, in organ and piano. After I got out of USC with my bachelor's, I decided I was going to do something else for a while. Then I got into church work more, playing for that, and I got to entertaining things and traveling. Okay, when I got out of USC, there was a wonderful opportunity about a year later, 2 years later. I worked with the Mission Inn at the organist there at the Mission Inn with my teacher. And so I played for him many times when he took a vacation, and I played at the Mission Inn for quite some time. I had an opportunity while doing this, quite a few years later, I went to Germany, got to go with the head of the German organ department and see and visit many of the fine organs in Germany. The opportunity to go to Sweden, and they have a very, very fine organ academy there. So I studied there. They spent one whole summer there in Sweden. I went to Amsterdam, which was another organ academy, and I got to play on the Hamburg Lutheran Church on the organ there. This organ at the Lutheran Church in Hamburg. When Bach visited Hamburg, that was his favorite organ and his favorite church. So it was a pleasure to play on an organ that was still being played these years when I went over there from Bach's day, which was quite an experience. So I liked the piano, but I grew to like the pipe organ. The first organ I heard was the theater organ, and then I heard the big classic organs, and so I just loved it. You had full command of the instrument. You were in charge of everything. If you had a keyboard for your feet to play, 2 or 3 or 4 keyboards for your hands to play, and it was quite a job, but a big thrilling job. This beautiful place I live in now, I have spent a lot of time visiting it because it's getting acquainted with it. It is beautiful, and beautiful is not the best word, but it's a beautiful place. And so I've explored every nook and cranny I can find here to get acquainted with it. And it's a large place, so it's taken me all the time I got here to explore it. The beauty of the place is one thing. We get a wonderful attention here from the employees, and I enjoy it. The food is good. It's a nice experience. I know this would be the place I want to stay. I don't want to move to some other place.